So today is a full moon. It's actually full moon in Libra, and it's a super moon, and it's the strongest moon that we will have or we had in 2020. So last year had many super moons, and this year this one is the strongest. So there will be no other stronger. What does that mean? It just means that it's closer to the earth, and in that sense also is kind of stronger. So the full moon in Libra can mean many things. So one thing is it's affecting how we experience our relationships, and in the situation we are, there is already this this lockdown or quarantine, when we spend much more time with our closest, and couples are much more together than usually probably are. So of course this is putting it into a test, and a test, or let's say kind of a assessment of it, and we can say kind of seeing it in a different way. And the full moon in Libra is also can be described as a mirror moon. So that's why also now it's like through relationships we can see relationships are our mirror. So through our partner we can see ourselves. And let's say that your partner express a lot of fear or a lot of doubt. So this is somewhere reflecting, although you maybe not on the outside or not about the situation, but it's in a way mirroring where you have this trust, where you lack faith, where now try to see where is your fear. So in such a way we can, and of course then usually once partners, soulmates, are about helping each other to rise the not to rise the consciousness, but to like progress in life, and like go further and further. And in that sense we have now a perfect moment. We can more deeply understand what are we helping each other with, and what are these kind of things that we have to reassess, contemplate about. Then as I said, the full moon in Libra is about mirror. So everything around us also otherwise is about some kind of mirror. So if we are right now under a very restrictive period, and by the way, Libra so full moon in Libra is about arrests, interesting. So we might hear about some arrests, or in a way we are all arrested, but this is also something we can look about. So what is this? Why are we under certain kind of restriction? So this also reflects our inner restrictions, let's say collectively. So forget now about the rest, but like being at home and being under control, under restriction. So where do we, with our minds collectively, restrict, limit our freedom? No, as a soul, we are free. As we have this free will, we talk about it, and if we use it, if we are aware of it, we are free. And the full moon in Libra, this period now, we are all locked down, so we are under restriction. We have to protect each other, we have to be restricted. So how does this mirror our collective mind, our collective state that we are in. Not now, but from before. So in some way, with our beliefs, with our patterns, with our old way of seeing the world, we are restricting ourselves. We are restricting how much we can do, and we are obviously, with certain beliefs and patterns, restricting to be free. So, and then there is another aspect additional to the full moon in Libra and other aspects we talked before about. And this one is Mars square Uranus. And this one is a very explosive aspect. So there is like Mars, as we know, is a planet of war, actually. I mean, not only that, but it's like force, aggression, war. And since the topic is about where do we limit, where do we suppress ourselves, so the Mars square Uranus is actually where we kind of get all this suppression out. So this can be through some things going on in the world. So and I just would say this kind of aspect with another additional angles of other planets is happening till the 10th of April. So we can now expect that some people will react with frustration, with anger, with a feeling of injustice, or trying to break free. That's what is behind. So we can do this, of course, with choosing to not be reactive, but to like consciously choose, where is my freedom? How do I break free from the limitations that I'm putting on myself? And yes, on the other hand, this can be in some form be seen in the news, so globally, some kind of explosive moment, and it's like ongoing for, let's say, kind of 3 days. It can not necessarily be like an explosion, but in some way, some kind of break free from the situations we are all globally in right now. So Libra again now, because the full moon is in Libra sign. Libra is a sign of like two scales waging now. So it's all about balance. So somehow, whatever is present so long and restricting us, or wherever we restrict ourselves, wants to balance out. So this can, of course, be, if it was long like that, to switch like this. So that's why there can be some kind of extreme or unusual or strongly expressed either emotional, privately, reactions, or in the world, some other changes or decisions made to balance out. So Libra is all about balance, and it feels very uncomfortable when it's not balanced. So it's like this kind of inner irritation because we cannot find the balance we are seeking for. So in this period, what is advised is to, of course, stay calm, not reactive. Don't allow yourself to be pulled in any kind of aggressive response, which in one way, being aggressive on the outside is called aggression, but the self turned inside aggression is depression. So be a little bit conscious about it, and just like kind of understand what is going on. And also to mention, Libra is a sign connected with the Venus, planet Venus, which represents love. That's why it's also a lot about relationships. And it might be important to like contemplate and see where do we limit ourselves in receiving love, because love is here for us. It's not that we need to earn it, no, so there is no condition to it. It belongs to us, but it's us, no, who close ourselves, limit ourselves, have false belief. No, I'm not worthy. I don't deserve it. Or what do I have to do to be good? And also, it's not just about others loving us, but self-love. How much can we really allow ourselves to have the self-love, take care, nurture, really love ourselves? No? So what does it mean? It's like love towards yourself also means making choices, making decisions that are supporting you, that are uh, in accordance with your truth. Now, this is where we love ourselves. And this can be very simple, from eating healthy food versus piling up yourself and not loving yourself. So you're putting toxins, or other things. Now, how do we spend time? So I know we have this amazing moment where all of us can spend more time with ourselves. So it's really like we can re-establish, we can fix the relationship with ourselves. And it all comes to love. So where do I limit myself for receiving love, being love? Now, where do I have a bad or damaged relationship with myself? Where am I strict? Where am I restrictive? Where am I closing myself for love? So this would be now my advice for this coming period till April 10th, where, yeah, this is kind of challenge, and there is a certain break free from the restriction. But of course, it doesn't need to be the energy of aggression. No, it's also a very, very powerful energy. So it can be constructive. No, so we want to be constructive with the energy, so we can get inspired, or we can come up with a new motivation through that. So it doesn't need to be necessarily destructing something or damaging and so on. So this challenge, you know? How to, all this frustration, all this suppressed thing, how to change them into a constructive force. Okay.